Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. It's called Singles&Life, and we are delighted to be with you today. I am Janice, and this is my great co-host Felix.
We're delighted to actually get some time with you today to spend some time to discuss issues that impact us as singles.
And so today we actually have a topic, and we'll follow that topic up with some elements of conversation. But really, today's issue is about, what's the question, Felix?
Why are we still single? Why?
Why?
Yes.
Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think guys are the ones who really have the option of being less single. So I think we should get a man's perspective on that. So Felix, I think you should just dive right in there and go ahead and knock that one out for us.
Did not know this was going to be a brick wall, but that's okay. I'll, I'll answer that. There could be many reasons why we're still single, but I'm seeing she's directed more toward us men.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing beats a good understanding. Well, one thing with us as men, we have, the Bible said that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So that would point to us seeking. But I think sometimes we make the error of seeking before we're prepared to. Because if somebody's going to go hunt, they have to have the right things with them to actually go. And with our situation, sometimes we are waiting on we want the great wife, the woman that can do this, the lady do this, but we're not prepared. And I heard something Pastor John Hagee had stated, and he said, you're asking God for the perfect wife. You need to focus on you being the perfect husband. And he made a little funny thing about it. He said, God is not going to send a woman into the zoo called you. The way he said it was really funny.
The zoo called you.
But he's basically saying that, we it's nothing wrong with wanting a wife, wanting to be in a relationship, but we have to get ourselves together first.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so you guys are working on yourself. Is that what you're doing?
That's what we need to do.
Okay, and so when there's an opportunity for you to work on yourself and get yourself together, then that means you're no longer going to be single. I'm just trying to understand what happens from a male perspective in terms of a question. The question said, why are we still single? So that means you're working on yourself, and that's why you're still single?
That could be in certain situations, because everybody's situation is different,
I see.
One thing, we also have to be inclined to understand that until God brings us in to actually choose, what she asked in it, I guess I'm trying to find tooth the answer, and I really don't think there is one, because each person is at a different level. It could be many things. You're just not ready. You can't handle your finances. It could be a lot of things.
Yeah, I agree with Felix. I do agree that it definitely could be many things. But I think sometimes if that were the reason, if we start to label them, then you'd look at married couples and go, now I know that all that stuff wasn't all that together. They ain't still working on themselves, and I love married couples, I do. Some of my best friends are married, touche. But, it's like, I just know that there's more to the answer than that. And so, I wanted to follow up a part of that. I do agree with Felix. I do think they also, men, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, they blame women a lot for, why they're not, because they also say that we have a part to play in their choosing, which, we just stand there like, dolls on the shelf, dolls. You get it, girls? Dolls on the shelf, because we can't go out there and pick, and so we're just waiting and wondering what's going on in their head. So, but nonetheless, I wanted to follow up, and Felix can jump in there at any point he wants to, but wanted to follow up on the fact that we don't get to choose, they do, right? And so while we're waiting, there are things that we can do, but I'll give him an opportunity to to respond? Because I'm sure he's just jumping.
Oh, not
so.
jumping at the bed.
Okay.
I just want to clarify a few things. The way, I guess, the straightforward as I responded to the question earlier, I guess when I said, about making, working on ourselves, it's like, if we're, we have to be tip top, everything perfect. No.
No.
That was my, but at one time I had that mindset, and it led to one thing. Gentlemen, don't go here. Frustration. Because, there's none perfect but
So are you saying that you felt like you had to be perfect?
Honestly, even though and you know what, glad you, and I'm really mean, I'm glad you're touching on this.
Okay.
This might set some brothers free. I don't mind being transparent. Even as a minister, yes, I did. I knew all in the Bible, everywhere, it showed the human qualities of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all the examples, but still, it was just that I need to be this because I've seen women suffer and all of that. But that's really a form of self-righteousness in a sense.
Oh, I see. So, okay, just some misperceptions about.
I was wrong now.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. So, is there anything that you see in women in terms of, your ability to connect that you can give us in the way of advice?
I haven't necessarily been, it's a mixture of being in these situations and have seen the situation in other people's lives. Some women have been, I could say, judgmental, but we can look at that on both ends. And before I even, a matter of fact, I don't even want to go to that.
Judgmental?
Yes.
You hear that, ladies? She said we've been judgmental.
I said some.
Some have been judgmental. I really need you
I'm
to
dealing
expound
with
a little bit on that.
I'm dealing with a lawyer.
Can you expound a little bit, Felix, on judgmental?
Yes.
We're judging you?
Yes.
Okay,
I think
judging the man?
And hold on, keep in mind, but
Okay.
that has, but whether or not, that's still, I don't think that's not a blank, that's not me personally. But I have heard these in conversation with guys to where, well, man, I don't have the job, I don't have this.
Well, you need a job, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, sirree. Yep, you need a job. Thank you very much. Yeah. Man said it. The Bible says he don't work, he don't eat. The man need a job. Yeah.
The job. I mean,
okay.
the like. I'm not a lawyer. I have a job, but I do. Now, I will say this in closing. I will say I think some of us have just made excuses.
Yeah, because I think the issue is not what job, because, fortunately we understand, even as women, that we have more opportunities, I think, than men do to make a certain amount of money, and I've always made, a certain amount of money, that's probably different from anybody I'll ever meet. I may meet, for the most part, when I meet people, my income is higher, so it doesn't matter to me, so it really doesn't matter to me, but you do need a job, so.
Have you, and I know we got to go, this is great, this is good. Have you noticed men to be intimidated by you, by what you make and how you?
That's an interesting question, because I don't know what intimidation looks like, so, I wouldn't be able to answer it from a male's perspective, and so, really I'd have to have somebody enlighten me on that, because I really don't know. I do love it when the fact that, when somebody says, I don't care what she makes, I'm not thinking about that. I mean, really, who is that person? Because at the end of the day, it's not about her title, her income, or any of that. It's about who she is as a woman. So, with that said, I think we have a lot of work to do in terms of conversing around this subject. I do want to just, encourage everyone to give us feedback, because we're going to jump right back on the conversation. It's holiday time. We do want to encourage you and share some conversations that we can walk through together over the next holiday season as well. So thank you so much. I'm going to close with a very brief comment on something that I read recently, because we don't answer the question, why are we still single? But what this says in the Battle Plan for Prayer by the Kendricks, it says that God is sovereign, and he absolutely is. He may or may not choose to do something, even though he has all the power to do that. He may not choose to exercise that ability, but it's up to us to believe that he can, and that he has a willing heart towards us and you. So with that said, have a great time, and give us your feedback, and we'll talk with you soon.